Ranchers and the New York Hustlers getting set for Major League Pickleball here in Washington, D.C. Leah Jansen taking the court as we get set for another fantastic Major League Pickleball event. What's happened thus far here for the premier level? It's been a few matches to this point. Cameron Irwin alongside Rob Cassidy. New York Hustlers defeated the Utah Black Diamonds to get us started today. In regulation, that was 3-1. The St. Louis Shock just taking down the DC Pickleball team that nearly went to the Dream Breaker. Man, that was some epic pickleball to watch. And now we've got the Texas Ranchers to take on the New York Hustlers. New York Hustlers have been somewhat unstoppable. There's no doubt they're in the Empire State of Mind.
Yeah.
Cameron Irwin alongside Rob Cassidy, and we did a little from the top rope, right? With me and Michelle. You switched up, but you're here for the long haul, dude.
Tag him in. Let's go. Get this pickleball rolling.
All right, well, let's get to know these four individuals from the New York Hustlers. There's a look at Leah Jansen. She will be playing alongside Jackie Kawamoto. And finishing out this team on the men's side, it's CJ Klinger and Jack Sock. But Leah Jansen, there's a look at Jackie Kawamoto. She has been rather superb on the weekend.
I would say.
In terms of whether it's women's doubles or mixed doubles, she has come to play. I've been really impressed with her ability to kind of step off the kitchen line and still find offense.
Absolutely. You know, an MLP champ in previous years and here to play. Not messing around. Anybody she plays with, she's going to elevate their game just because they can have so much trust that she's going to back them up and do her job so well. So I've said it before. I get to say it one last time as this is my last match here at MLP. Jackie Kawamoto, Leah Jansen is the team to beat.
Well, on the other side, the team looking to beat them is going to be Etta Wright and Tina Pisnik. Etta Wright on the right side, Tina Pisnik on the left. And Etta comes with a good amount of experience now in Major League Pickleball as well as the Carvana PPA Tour out of Brigham Young University in Hawaii. But Tina Pisnik comes from the professional tennis ranks. You get a chance to see her in action. She's 43 years old and played professional tennis from about 1990 to 2005. And she has really solidified her game on the right side. It's a nice combination considering Etta Wright so steady on the left. Tina seems like she's never fazed by any sort of offense coming her direction.
Yeah, and you could say the same thing about Etta Wright. This team together is just unfazable, and they work well together. Etta Wright's going to look to get a little bit bigger, cover a little more court with that forehand in the middle, but it's a great team.
All right, so if you're Jackie Kawamoto and Leah Jansen, where might you look to find a little bit of offense against this team of the Texas Ranchers?
Well, we're going to have Leah Jansen, what appears to be on the right side, so I think she would have no problem cross-courting with Tina Pisnik, even though Pisnik is known for her strong consistency. But, yeah, the offense will create itself with just some good old-fashioned pickleball.
From the Texas Ranchers. Not to be confused with the Texas Rangers, by the way. We had to switch up the graphic. I mean, there are Texas Rangers. It's not surprising.
Yeah. No, yeah. Top for this.
But is that indicative of what we're going to be seeing throughout this women's matchup? I mean, that was an extended dink rally.
I would say, you know, that could be a nice little plan A. It's going to get a little more lively, a little more rowdy, but yeah, we can see that pattern come into play often.
Defense from Kawamoto. thanks to Leah Jansen. What a setup.
Almost the continuation from the Ranchers, but not enough. Jackie Kawamoto to serve.
I already saw one lob against Tina Pisnik. I don't think I've seen her let one fall, actually. She goes to that high backhand and kind of just controls it. It's a different way to defend the high lob.
Absolutely. If you have that option in your arsenal, why not?
Yeah, and she slows it down. It almost is just like overhead reset. It's very unique.
Now you're talking, Cameron.
Funky. That's not going to be a hard stat line to track, as Tina Pisnik does not typically miss dinks.
2-2.
Leah Jansen steps in. Leah is one of the most versatile pickleball players you see. She's a great singles player, and she's great on both the left and the right. Right now, playing alongside Jackie. She's sitting on that right side. Great grab by Etta Wright.
Will the Ranchers throw up a lob?
Just stunned. We've only seen one speed up in this rally.
Oh!
So the question remains, because I feel like there were several opportunities to potentially speed the ball up throughout that rally. Why are we not seeing it earlier? Is it a function of the defense on the other side, or what are your thoughts?
Cameron. No, you know, yeah, just because there's an opportunity there, just because you can doesn't mean you should. There are such good hands in this environment for the counterpunch that you can't give them the opportunity to punish you with it. I think the patience is the true answer, and we have four of the most disciplined and high technique players out there on this court right now.
Oh, Etta Wright finds the right shot.
Yes, not a shot, right? But the, just like you said, that's the one. Wait for the one. And Etta Wright, one of the best at it. You're going to be a 5-0 before you leave today, Ken.
3-4.
Wait, you already are, aren't you? 5.5. You've been practicing with Dave Fleming.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite say 5.5. Definitely not there.
I hear you guys are getting good.
There's that same reach in, but on the opposite for Jackie Kawamoto. Nice placement. It's the same ball we saw from Etta Wright. Cross court, cross body, rolling that to the sideline. Oh, Leah Jansen took a swing at that ball. It was the right ball, but just barely missing wide. You finally saw a speed up from Tina Pisnik throwing that up the line. At this rate, this might feel like a best 2 of 3.
4-5.
I mean, all weekend long, we have not seen team rallies quite like this.
Right, no, for sure.
5. 5.
High on the third for Pisnik. Really pretty on the fifth, though. Shading to the middle and kind of finding just the edge of that paddle for Leah Jansen.
Yeah, these long dink rallies, we don't really talk about endurance playing a role in these games too often, but, you know, as these extremely long points add up later in this game, you know, that puts a lot of strain on the engine. Now we're talking.
They continue to try and go over the top of Tina Pisnik. She's not having it. Oh, what a counter.
Sure.
Oh, so tough. Etta Wright had to shift to be able to find that forehand. It ended up right on her center line. Not easy to hit a forehand from there.
No.
6.
Texas Ranchers are 2-1 on the weekend thus far. They had a regulation win over Utah. That was 3-1. 3-2, a dream breaker win over the DC Pickleball team. And a loss in a dream breaker to Carolina.
Oh!
Point. No, it's a carry.
I was waiting because that thing hung on her paddle for about 3 seconds. You liked it, though, the flipping fish?
It makes me miss the unintentional carry. You know, as the rules, you know.
Used to be?
Yeah, you know, an unintentional carry used to be legal. It makes me reminisce.
It's a very subjective term, unintentional.
Exactly.
To what extent?
Yeah, the subjectivity of the referee, exactly. You know, that's why it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, because people like you probably like held it 3 different ways.
What? I didn't mean to do that.
You probably look like the Harlem Globetrotters, like sending it from one shoulder to the next.
I'm not doing this on purpose. A just miss from Jackie Kawamoto.
Jackie Kawamoto resides in Indianapolis, Indiana, originally out of Maui.
She's definitely in the running for my top 2 favorite Kawamotos.
Do you have a 1A and a 1B?
No.
Or they're just like tied?
It's a very strong tie. But there's also the Kawamotos in Canada pickleball players. There's Matthew Kawamoto and his sisters that are escaping right now. But the Kawamoto family in Canada is a fantastic pickleball family.
Huh, didn't know that.
Some of the best players in Canada. Shout out to those Kawamotos.
Pickleball is growing all around the world. Responsibility, because it's always interesting considering where the dink's coming from, right? So cross court versus line in terms of the speed up through the middle. That was a big reach across from Leah Jansen.
2 great players. I think the priority is going to be on the forehand, but
hesitation though. She misses the ball, or misses the court, but I like the little kind of hang back on that left foot. Pause off the bounce. Etta Wright.
hustle from Jackie there. Not seeing the endurance come into play here. Neither team is wavering. It's a good shot for Pisnik, stretching out Leia like that.
That's the first one to go, and it's out of bounds. They continue to look over the top of Pisnik. You can see how challenging that can be just to have the ball land. Right on the money. That is a nice ball from Leia Jansen, sending that to the right shoulder of Etta Wright.
10-12.
Shot drive for point. Got to sneak it in there. That's when it becomes most lethal, when you mix it up. Unless, of course, you're the Avatar and you just do it every time. It's relentless. It's another strategy.
There's a lob from Pisnik. That's what you were looking for. I also love the way they played that on the return. Leia Jansen is kind of staying away from that backhand drop. They continue to force Jackie far to that right side of the court and then push her back to find the backhand on the fifth. It's almost keeping the New York Hustlers a little bit more at bay from the baseline.
Yeah, when you move that ball around, making the opponents move to the ball, you are dictating them, so it's not allowing them to do as much as they want. It gets the Texas Rangers to 13 first on our end change.
Texas Rangers up by 2 on the end change. We've still got 3 matches still to come. I hope you're enjoying Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville as much as we are. Coming up next, we've got the men's matchup. CJ Klinger and Jack Sock will be coming on out for the New York Hustlers. And for the Texas Ranchers, you said his name already. Quang Duong will be playing alongside Pablo Tejas. He's filling in for Christian Alshon, who is on the injured reserve list. And Quang Duong is probably one of the most entertaining to watch, just because there is only fire coming off of his paddle.
Yes.
On any and every given shot.
Yeah, and you know, it comes right from his heart, his love for the game, and his love to compete. So for me, he epitomizes what this game's all about, and I love the way that he gets it done out there. A gentleman and a warrior.
There's a good look at Quang Duong as he's getting ready. One of the best elements to Major League Pickleball is the fact that this is a team sport, so you get to have a little bit of insight from those not on the court.
Same positions.
Extra ears and eyes, checking out what's going on.
Time in.
And change, time to talk to your team
13-11.
and figure out whether there needs to be any adjustments. With this 2-point separation, it's a little bit more of continuing the track for the Texas Ranchers. Looks like there's a little bit more emphasis on the firepower from the New York Hustlers.
12-13.
Looking to go off the bounce. Rob, what's impressive, the New York Hustlers have not lost this weekend. They are 5-0 now, several of those going to the Dream Breaker and them winning, actually 2 of such going to the Dream Breaker and winning there. But this is a team that has yet to be stopped. up, and it's defended off her own paddle.
Yeah, super impressive to go undefeated this weekend and up to this point.
15-12.
And those dream breakers are going to happen. Fortunately, they have a team equipped to take care of business in the singles realm. But here we have the Ranchers up 3.
Exactly.
Point from the New York Hustlers. The setup into the put away after a great degree of patience.
And I love them being synchronized on that. One person speed up, the other ready to close out.
Yes. Oh, there's the ball to put away.
It definitely seems like the New York Hustlers, since the change of ends, have definitely looked to be more aggressive offensively.
I'll recall. 14-15. Side out. Yeah. 16. Yeah. 16-14.
Drop shot from Kawamoto. It's always risky, but when it works, you look awfully good. Right time to do it. Both
15,
athletes
16.
at the baseline. Was in trouble because of that ding from Tina Pisnik. She puts a lot of action off the short hop as well.
Absolutely.
You can utilize that ding, try and get the other team off balance. And the Ranchers right now, this is a perfect example of that, a point such as that.
17,
Create
15.
opportunities to attack. A little bit of a skipper there. That ball did not bounce as Kawamoto anticipated it to.
18-15.
With the forehand, Leah Jansen, as soon as she gets a paddle on it, that thing is getting put away.
A lot of power from Leah Jansen.
16-18.
Yola-sponsored player. Using the Alpha. The Gen 3 Yola. Not up to snuff. At her right, wielding the same weapon.
I like that volley from Leia, pressing Pisnik there.
Another classic dink rally here. Not over yet. Lob reset, very good. Lob rebuttal. Are they going to work their way back in? No! The miss from Jackie. She put a lot of pepper on that third shot drop.
So impressed, though, by Etta Wright. How often do you see a reset lob like that from the baseline?
It's a great option, you know, in that moment to think of that shot. And I even loved that much more the rebuttal from Jackie. You know, it gives yourself time. It pulls them off the kitchen line to kind of ease some pressure to get back in the point. It's great stuff.
That one, I think, escaped Jackie Kawamoto a bit more than anticipated off the kitchen line.
Here's your point.
She stepped way off there.
Timeout, New York.
Jack saw
2016.
calling the timeout.
Never mind.
And understandably so, 20-16. This women's team specifically for the New York Hustlers has done so much damage on the weekend. This is a little bit of a shock right now, not necessarily because of the opponents on the other side, just because of the way Jansen and Kawamoto have been playing over the past 2 days.
Yeah, if these points were a little more dynamic, maybe it could be a different score, but they've really kind of dived into the grind. But the Pisnik and Wright are a grindy team. They haven't really tested the hands of Wright. They've just, you know, read the notes, you know, read the memos, and Etta Wright's hands are there, so they've just totally sidestepped it, but haven't checked those hands per se. It would be interesting if they decided to go a little more dynamic with their play style, but only down 4 here.
Yeah, and it does feel like they did try to find a bit more offense after the end change. However, they scored several points after that, but then all of a sudden the defense has really showed up on the side of the Texas Ranchers. Their ability to kind of deflect the ball, block the ball back into some, we'll call it somewhat precarious positions for the opposition, has been rather outstanding in this matchup.
I agree. Texas Ranchers playing very well.
2016.
Kind of just let their paddle angles do the work on some of those counters.
This game, Tina Pisnik wins that gridlock between Leia and herself.
As Julie Johnson usually says, can't give them any free ones right now.
Oh, nice.
I like that, no free ones.
Julie Johnson, not known for giving stuff up for free.
And there's a good example again, the offense trying to be found from the New York Hustlers, the step back from Kawamoto, the forehand side.
23-16.
2 to go now for the Ranchers. Lob stays in. And again, neutralized. Pisnik has just been unstoppable. A game point now for the Ranchers.
And these dink rallies, you know, you let the game speak for itself. The patience and the precision with the timing of when to put that ball away or to be ready for that counter punch. You got to know the game to really be able to appreciate what's taking place out here. Forcing that volley there to get the ball back. A lot of work to do. Game point denied.
Must serve
17-24.
on game point to close it out. Kawamoto takes one more. Say it's a bit of a mountain to climb. Nice job though, the setup dink and put away on her own.
18-24.
Oh, Etta Wright.
Etta Wright finds the ball right through the middle. They got Kawamoto out to the sideline. Another game point for the Texas Ranchers, looking to go up 1-0. That's Pisnick's second lob of this match. And they catch Kawamoto on the backhand side. The Texas Ranchers strike first. They go up 1-0 over the New York Hustlers. An impressive defensive performance from both Pisnick and Wright. They just look to counter, and they're walking away with the 1-0 victory over the New York Hustlers to get this thing started.
Doubles coming up next. New York Hustlers. Let's intro you to their team. Two-time MLP champion and MVP, both 2023 season 2. One of the youngest players in Major League Pickleball. Big Cincinnati Bengals and Ohio State fan. Interesting fact, he got to meet the greatest golfer of all time, Jack Nicklaus. Again, MLP titles include Season 2 playoffs. Both in Dallas and Atlanta. From Granville, Ohio, please welcome C.J. Klinger. His partner needs no introduction. Four-time Pro Tennis Grand Slam champion and Olympic gold medalist made his pro pickleball debut at the 2023 PPA OS First North Carolina Open, clinching gold in mixed doubles with Anna Lee Waters. He joined the PPA Tour August 2023.
Take a look now to the premier standings for Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville, as the St. Louis Shock just surpassed the DC Pickleball team in that last matchup. Rob, you got a chance to call that one. The points are going to be so interesting to watch for the 2024 season. The St. Louis Shock, at one point in this tournament, actually that had shifted. The DC Pickleball team was on top, and all of a sudden it switches right on back. I have a feeling that's a matchup we're going to be seeing a lot of this year.
Yes, the rivalries are starting. The teams are separating themselves from the rest of the group, and our heavy hitters are on the top of that list. We've watched New York Hustlers kick some butt all weekend here in Washington, D.C., and they're looking for one more victory out the door here.
Here's a look to the men's matchup, Tejas and Dong and versus Sock and Klinger. What's even more wild is the fact that the New York Hustlers now sit at the #1 spot. They came in after Atlanta as the number 10 spot in the standings, and all of a sudden they have surged to the number 1. They had 4 matches coming in to DC, and now after 5 matches played, they are looking really pretty. 5-0 on the weekend. There's a good look at CJ Klinger. He'll be playing alongside Jack Sock. He's the lefty and the youngin' at that. But so dynamic is this 6'3" right-sider. On the opposite side, it will be Pablo Tejas. We got a couple lefties out there. You said earlier today, it takes a lefty to beat a lefty, right?
Oh, yes, I did say that. I snuck that in there. That's right.
I'm listening. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
And Quang Duong, one of your favorites out there, 6.35 is the DUPR score. A couple youngins in this mix-up. Quang Duong utilizes that really aggressive grip. And speaking of Quang Duong, take a look at Duke. Dad, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. He is coach and father to Quang Duong. And he spends probably just as much time on the court as Quang Duong does, as he constantly is training him.
Yeah, and he's always in the crowd. Coach Dad, Coach Duke, the mastermind behind the Avatar. Strong team, the father-son duo.
And then, of course, lastly, we can't forget with this team of the Texas Ranchers, Quang Duong in the mix, because Christian Alshon, also a part of this roster, is on the injured reserve. So Quang filling in, and he has done a really nice job taking over. Jack Sock playing the left side, 4-time Grand Slam doubles champion, an Olympic gold medalist at that. It has to be pretty insane to have a couple Grand Slam titles and a gold medal. Of course, the Paris Olympics coming up this summer. Hope you're gearing up for that. Jack Sock making the transition from tennis to pickleball. Often we talk about his ability just in terms of his athleticism and size. He's 6'3". And it moves so well.
That's so good.
Oh, baby. There it is. What did you say earlier, Cameron?
It takes a lefty to beat a lefty.
Pablo Tejas with that shot to the sideline. Inside-out forehand. So good.
3-0.
Wow, I thought Jack Sock was taking that away. Clear, though, they're going after Quang Duong a little bit in some of these dink rallies to get this started. The Ranchers up now 4-0, though. They've been able to come away with the answer each time.
Even without Alshon here, the Ranchers are one of those top-tier teams in the Premier League.
1-4. 1-4.
Another side out and point to the New York Hustlers. Got to get into a little bit of a flow and rhythm here.
2-5.
Jack Sock looking to find a two-hand backhand off the bounce. He has found that a few times on the weekend. Winners up the line.
Yeah, I think they just need to stay a smidge humble. I mean, they're so good, but you can't underestimate any team. There it is.
Start the tracker. Ernie.
That's right.
For Jack Sock.
Yes.
It's the only way you could find that angle.
Yeah, it's a unique shot. Not even sure what they call that shot. A little bit of a pancake. So good.
Do you think there are two guys on tour that love their forehands more than Kwang Duong and Jack Sock?
We'd have to take a poll. I'm not sure.
Probably two of the best. But you know what I mean? Like, those two constantly try and find that forehand even on the sink and at the kitchen line.
Yes, and if you have the mobility to, you know, grant that wish and make your shot that forehand. Wow.
Woo! Some quick hands on both sides of the net.
High intensity exchanges here. Hustlers now within 3. Klinger pumping up his team.
4-7.
Ball out of bounds. This might be kind of a silly question for you, Rob, but say on those extended hand exchanges,
5-7.
say you're on the 6th ball, are you still aiming? Or are you just trying to react to get the ball back? Are you actually picking a location? After this.
You're always aiming. If at the very least, you know, intent and purpose, you're always aiming. Are you in a defensive position where you need to get the ball back? Yes, but you're still striving for a ball path where they can do less with this next one that they did to the prior. So if you ain't aiming, I tell my students at home, you can't be accurate if you're not aiming.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Jack's still looking at that thing, and that could have stayed. Margin still exists. 9-5. Ranchers.
Nice drop from Pablo there. Love how his game has developed. With the backhand flick, casually scoring points for the Raptors as they reach double digits.
10-5.
Inside out again, taking down Klinger. The crowd is speechless.
11-5.
Off the net, but handled by Klinger.
Pablo Tejas does a really nice job up at the kitchen line right now in his ability to find that quick counter. He's got that left elbow taped up, but doesn't look like he's slowed down whatsoever.
Oh, when he's hot, he's hot.
Pablo Tejas is just 29 years old, out of Colombia.
Okay.
That's right.
Sorry, guys. I'll recall. Good.
Texas Ranchers currently sitting in 4th in the standings with 12 total points, so they're at the top of the order as well. The clean winner. When you can create as much topspin as he does, you might as well just swing away.
Swing away. Indeed.
Off the bounce, taking that off the back foot. That thing was pretty. 13-6. This looks like the New York Hustlers have better find something awfully quick. Nothing working in their favor right now. How can they change the tide?
It's tough. Pablo Tejas is playing so well, and you know, with his partner Wang Yung, the Vietnamese pronunciation, I apologize. They're a tough team. They're a tough team. I think a little more energy, but we're gonna have to see what adjustments they come up with in the second half, because it's getting gritty out there.
13-6 coming back out. You saw CJ Klinger also having some conversation with his father. Again, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Good look to Duke. I mean, might as well come hang out with us for Father's Day. It seems like a really fun activity.
Get him on the mic. Get him over here. He has plenty to say to the son when he's playing. It's good stuff.
We should just mic him up for one of the matches. Just like let him sit in the stands, then have a Duke mic.
Yes, the Duke mic. Check in with the Duke.
Ooh, Jack Sock gets one. He didn't even talk. He understands where the score currently resides. Give him a couple more, though.
I think that's an important adjustment to make for Jack Sock to really dictate how these exchanges begin.
It's a great
Beautiful
save.
ATP defense.
Pablo Tejas continues to send that right up the line at Jack Sock, and he's not able to find that recounter on his backhand side right now.
Yeah, the lefty great Pablo Tejas.
Tejas did play some tennis in his day, and not just some. He played at the University of West Florida, Division II institution, where he won a national championship back in 2017. Maybe it's CJ Klinger finding a bit more offense for the New York Hustlers. It's going to change this up.
8-15.
There's the turn and burn.
Yes. Burn indeed.
I like this, though. You've got a lefty. Let CJ come over like that, find some more of those, and open up that forehand for Jack Sock. Let him almost be the aggressor up at the kitchen line with his dink, working that inside out.
10-15.
Starting to shift that way, trying to find the backhand side of Jack Sock. 11-15, a nice little run here for the Hustlers.
11-15.
Good serve. Oh, caught him with his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah, the Jack Sock, huge poach denied. Nice heads up.
One of the best ways, oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
I was going to say one of the probably most simple ways to find a little bit more pressure is some great serves. Both Jack Sock and CJ can add a little extra on that. That was the right time to attack for Quang Duong. Recognized Sock wide of the court. They both tried to close in on this.
Breaking away here, the Texas Ranchers looking to go up 2. Klinger now to the back corner. CJ Klinger, originally from Ohio, plays up there with pickleball greats David Seckel and Will Wilson. Jack Sock doing Jack Sock things.
How about this? You can start to see a little bit more of that forehand coming from Jack. Throwing in the juke.
Yep, I like those moves.
I was going to say, not giving Kwong a whole lot to work with there.
Exactly right. We'll be forcing that attack a little bit. Klinger's able to shut it down.
Making this a 2-point game. Really well played last series of points by the New York Hustlers. You mentioned CJ Klinger. If you're wondering how old he is, he's only 18. And what's wild to think is how many professional pickleball players there are still under the age of 20. And CJ Klinger has had an incredible journey through Major League Pickleball, considering the fact that he just went from the challenger level to the premier level in 23 to 24. And then next thing you know, he is sitting here doing some really nice work for, of course, the New York Hustlers. He even was an MVP at the challenger level last year.
Yeah. More than once. Yeah, that is the Netflix documentary I would watch. The CJ Klinger.
I like that. His look to his dad.
Experience. So young and such a bright future to continue in this game. So happy for him where he's brought his game.
Rangers, no timeouts remaining.
You know what's wild to think about, too, is it feels like a Major League Pickleball. There has to be one athlete on your roster that kind of has to be the underrated player that exceeds expectations, right? So you have that youthful kind of jolt that you need to get going that surprises everybody. Maybe the lower drafted player.
Right. Yeah, they got to show up.
Being the difference maker.
Klinger's definitely exceeding those expectations. Two events in this year.
He surely did at the challenger level. He was drafted in the mid-30s and on the lower 40s side as well in all of 2023.
Hard eights don't mess around. So good.
17.
A little high, so the bounce is high. CJ Klinger initiates, giving Jack Sock that opportunity.
1-point game. The Hustlers looking to find the tie.
19.
A lot of people have been staying away from Jack Sock on the return just because of how good he is from the baseline with that drive.
19, 17.
Big point.
What a shot.
20-17 for the Ranchers.
17.
I like the delayed timeout here too. Make them think about it. It's just a little bit longer. Ball in the hand of the Ranchers. Where do you send this return? So you've got Pablo Tejas as well as Kwong Duong. Do you want to deal with Pablo Tejas dropping, or do you keep him all the way back at the baseline, or do you want to have to deal with that drive from Kwong Duong?
Yeah, I'd probably prefer to send this ball to Pablo just to deny that forehand from Wang Yung, or to bring it to his sideline and maybe force that two-handed backhand, which might give a little bit of a different result. But that's what makes such a great team. You don't really want to return to either or. Tejas' third shot drop is so good, and he also has a sneaky drive of his own. So
He does have that sneaky drive.
it's good if you slack off, get into that kitchen line to gain your positioning. He is there to punish you for it.
15 seconds.
He did that well
New York, no timeouts.
when he was playing in the challenger side of things just last year, where he also played with Christian Alshon. They defeated myself and Spencer Smith in the challenger final just last year.
2017.
I'd say sorry to bring it up, but you brought it up.
Yeah. No one remembers, so I have to bring it up every once.
That ball was going out.
Pickleball's dope.
An unlucky bounce off the top of the net for Pablo Tejas.
Seemed like a flashy finish for Tejas. A little net clip is what happened and didn't get it. 2-point game.
18-20.
Wang Yun getting to work here.
Watch it.
Slowing that ATP down, Pablo Tejas. He almost just waited to see where he was going to end up. Oh, he's calling this out of bounds. So he's saying the ball hit the ground before it hit his paddle.
I did see the ball, but I can't tell you. You have to challenge. I can't make the call.
And we got to see the footage. I think that'd be a great challenge at this time.
Ball is out. 19.
Get 3 free challenges for the first 4 pairs. Ooh, Pablo Tejas giving some words.
We've seen it before.
I like that, though. She just goes, knock it off. My mother used to tell me that. I'm having flashbacks.
She brushed him off well. And I think this is a good challenge. We got to see the replay. That ball potentially did hit his paddle before that ground. Oh, let's take another look.
Onisha Smith is working on the video challenge right now. I do like the knock it off, though.
You're not worth my time. Knock it off.
No, just, man.
It's good.
It's 100% what a mother would say to a child. Real time, I thought this actually hit his paddle before it hit the ground. Again, they're checking to see whether this hit the paddle of Jack Sock before hitting the ground. If it in fact hit his paddle, it would be a point for the Texas Ranchers. If they determine that this ball was not just hitting the ground first, but also out of bounds.
I have to assume that they can only challenge one thing at a time. But yeah, Pablo's looking for all of the info here. I'm not seeing too much clarity on the options we have here. That one, it looks like it hit his paddle first.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're behind it, so how are we supposed to be able to tell that? I think the best angle would be from the side.
I'm just looking, yeah.
A lot of limbs in the way from that other angle over there.
I 100% agree with you.
Nice.
That's who's missing, by the way. Christian Alshon.
This challenge brought to you by the ghost that is Christian Alshon.
He's still here somehow. I don't know how that just happened.
Little paddle toss from Alshon. We're going to get some words from the ref.
The call stands. The ball was out.
Whoa.
We are resuming play at 19-20. Hustlers. Texas loses a free challenge, has 2 remaining. Hustlers have 3 free challenges.
Kwang Duong, of course, filling in for Christian Alshon, who's on injured reserve.
I thought I saw him here a moment ago.
He was. It was a ghost. It was a ghost of Christian Alshon.
That's good stuff.
Really important point. So you heard the call there. Saying that ball was out of bounds. I like the response. You got to wipe the slate clean here if you're the Texas Rangers, but that's a pivotal point when you take a look at the score.
Absolutely.
In terms of going that direction for the New York Hustlers. They're really keeping them in it. Playing to 25. Sock not taking the bait there. Yeah. But he will on that one. They're almost trying to get him to speed up on that forehand side. Look at that nice little flick right through the middle.
Yeah, way too lofty for Wang Yun there. Jack Sock's going to do that with that ball every time.
On those ATPs. Well placed from Jack Sock.
Yeah, and it's his timing and his mobility that allows him to be there for that ball and have that amazing angle for that ATP.
It's the right time to tie things up.
Tough
And
ball off the net.
how about taking the lead?
Yeah, right time for it. Oh, Wang Yu getting vocal now.
22-21.
22-21, the New York Hustlers with the lead. Long reach in for Kwang Duong. Flips him. Jack Sock, this is when he knows he can start talking. Says never drive at it. Don't do it. 2-point lead for the Hustlers.
23-21.
Did flip him, if you're wondering.
Left. Reserve. 23-21.
No freebies. Can't miss that dinky for Kwang Duong there. All of a sudden, it's a game point for the New York Hustlers. This was looking all ranchers for the entirety of this game. Earning the side out and a point, 22-24. Must win on your serve.
22-24.
Maybe tries to go for it a little bit. On that fourth ball, really reaching into the kitchen was Jack Sock.
23-24.
Drops and finally gets him in. Took 3 drives to get there.
Nice talk from the lefty. Point extended.
And tied up, 24-24. You better hydrate yourself for this one. I like the communication in the middle of that too. That's a good call out by you. That could have spelled trouble. Jack Sock says no good. They've already had 1 shot at a game point. This is their second.
$25-24.
Does it go? That ball is sent into the court. Jack Sock and CJ Klinger come from behind. 26-24. Hold on, there's some extracurriculars.
If he has not hit the ball yet, it is a fault. No. All right, no challenge.
There was potential for a challenge there, but conversation taking place, things cleared up, and just like that, it was sheer excitement to pure questioning.
And they made it as close as possible. Texas Rangers having the lead most of the way. But our first game goes to the New York Hustlers.
I'm liking this little fan group for the New York Hustlers.
Absolutely. They've been here committed all week. They've been at every single one of their matches, even the 9 a.m. Start times. Those kids are awesome.
Man, bring out the family here on Father's Day. The Texas Rangers are even now with the New York Hustlers, 1-1 as we head off to mixed doubles after this. The head-to-head for the Texas Ranchers and the New York Hustlers. Getting the jam on here on our championship court coverage. You can take a look. It's interesting. The games won versus matches won. This is somewhat of the opposite, right? And I have a feeling that's most likely due to the fact that the New York Hustlers, they're 5-0 on the weekend, but several of those wins coming with a with a Dream Breaker win. Now, if you're new to the 2024 season of Major League Pickleball, give them a little breakdown how it works in terms of picking up points if you go to a Dream Breaker versus a regulation win in both the men's and women's doubles and just the mixed matchups.
Sure, yeah, so there's 3 points up for grabs every match. And if you win, in regulation, 3 out of 4 of those first games, you get all 3 points. But if the game goes to that sudden death Dream Breaker scenario, the points get split. And the losing team will receive 1 of those points, and the winning team will receive only 2 of the points. So, points, super important as the year goes on, and they're rare. There's not too many of them going around, so you got to get them while you can. And, going up 2 into this next one, looking pretty fresh for the Ranchers.
Well, and what's wild is how many matches this weekend have gone to the Dream Breaker. So I like the fact that it's giving a little bit more emphasis and almost awarding those that really push the team to the next level, right? Going off to that Dream Breaker.
Yes.
So changing up the regulation wins and the season wins. There are 8 tournaments this year, 8 events this year. Each team will play in 5 of those, and only 6 teams are making it to the playoffs.
And also looking forward to that mid-season tournament in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where the premier players and the premier teams intermingle with the challenger teams.
So mixed matchup number 1, here we go. You've got Kawamoto playing alongside Klinger and Wright alongside Tejas. The New York Hustlers won the toss. They chose to react to mixed doubles. So Pablo Tejas and Etta Wright were placed out first, and the Hustlers responded with Kawamoto and Klinger.
2-1.
And not too much of a surprise, just considering this is a kind of a unique matchup. You've got 2 lefties both out on the court. And the fellas and the women playing the right side as the right-handed players.
Okay, CJ, let's go!
3-2.
Tejas really coming across to find that cross-court ball.
4-2.
Got a nice bit of cloud cover here. Temp just dropped about 10 degrees. What location from Jackie Kawamoto. She sends 2 cross court, then quickly steps in and finds the volley.
5-2.
Not enough time for Etta Wright to recover.
Klinger.
Klinger quick with the feet.
Honestly, that shot right there by Klinger is why pickleball is so addictive. It feels so good to get that forehand put away. Even just the anticipation, working for it, makes it that much more satisfying.
Etta Wright having just a little bit of a hard time right now, just unlucky off the net, but not able to kind of find that footing on some of those counters and speed ups from Jackie Kawamoto. Just getting caught still on the move. That was a little Tommy reset from Jackie Kawamoto.
But Tejas maintains the advantage and gives Etta Wright this smashing put away.
Over here.
Whew.
On Ernie. Wait a minute. Are you challenging the Ernie football?
Ernie football.
Okay.
They're saying that he did an Ernie football. I don't think he even hit the ball.
It doesn't matter. You still challenge.
Dude, MLP can finish the whole point challenge
All right, there's been a challenge to the foot vault to hot wall foot vault on the non-volley zone.
Oh, well, look forward to seeing this this point again. I believe that he did not
Is it
hit
this
the
or
ball
over here?
on an Ernie.
You have to tell me which one you're challenging.
We need you to specifically.
So
we don't
this
need.
line.
You can't just say, "Hey, challenge," and then they reviewed the entire last point.
You can't do both.
What occurrence are you challenging?
I think they're challenging the foot vault.
They could
but
use 2 challenges if they want to challenge 2 different occurrences, but
All
one
right.
challenge is going to equate to 1 instance in the point.
There's been a challenge to the Ernie
Ernie football.
on the kitchen.
Okay.
The score stands right now
Can't wait to take a look.
is 3-7.
Anisha Smith working as our video review referee currently.
Yeah, keeping things fair on the playground out here. Kids are kicking dirt around, pointing
Okay,
fingers.
And then if it's overturned, it's 8-2. Yeah, 8-2.
Here we go. Get to take a look here. You can go ahead and watch the majority of this point. We can find out exactly what they're looking at here. So Tellez getting involved. Makes a nice move here. That's off the bounce. He gets this volley here, which is clean. Clean for now.
Oh, it's on that landing.
Ernie looks nice and clean on the landing as well, at least from this angle, and it's a good angle this time. We don't get those too often, so we can be pretty confident that, you know, that seemed like a clean. Oh, nice. We have. Oh, look how far he is. Shows how deceiving.
There's blue.
And that just shows how, you know, deceiving different
The
angles
angles
can
are.
be. So, and if that's the same point, so was he able to stay out there? It looks as
check.
so.
It's hard to see on that left toe.
It looks as so. He's able to stay out there, and then they challenge the fault
Look at
on
his-
Ernie.
Look at his heel. He's quivering.
He brings it to the line here, and he
And
looks
his landing's
super
fine.
clean from this side. But
We'll see. At least the landing looked good. I don't know about the toes on the line. From that angle,
you were clean.
Rob's putting his seal of approval on it. We got to wait to find out.
It's been great. We've had so many challenges and so many different angles this weekend. It was nice to see some definitiveness, so I would be happy to concretely say that I believe he was out of the kitchen.
Wait for it, Rob.
There was no fault on the
Hey!
How fun is that?
You got it
from
right.
Ernie.
I got it.
We'll resume play at 3-7 Ranchers.
Everybody wins. Oh, yeah, that was great. Great play by Tellez, great balance.
You have 2 remaining.
And
Texas has 2 free
Epic
challenges remaining.
His
You've
right
lost
heel
one.
was just shaking, trying to stay out of the kitchen.
fast twitch.
Makes my calf hurt.
Time in. 3-7.
Lovely drop into the neutral. Here we go.
Love that dig from out of right.
Ooh, not sure what she was doing with that one.
Man, it's got to be so tough to reset that ball back cross court, especially you consider the length of CJ Klinger, 6'3". Look at how far his arms really reach into the kitchen.
Absolutely. These players do make those resets look very easy.
It's almost impossible to try and reset up the line against him.
Nice little grind out there from Etta Wright, getting the ball back for the Ranchers, who are tied apiece here. I can't believe those New York Hustler boys were able to pull that last one out.
That was wild. Trailed for 75% of it.
Wow.
Woo! CJ Klinger is starting to take over a bit here. I love that he very rarely celebrates, too.
Oh, he's dialed in. He wants to beat every team 11-0, 11-0, and move on to the next one. Signing clipboards, CJ Klinger.
I do miss the sunglass interviews.
Oh, there will be more. I got to ask you, Kevin, is it too early to start campaigning for CJ Klinger to be MVP Premier League?
You can campaign for that?
Why not? Ooh. Tellez gliding around the court right now. Gives himself the forehand, burns him, and he gets it. That shot is so good. The inside-out forehand for point. Just a winner dink from Pablo Tejas, and that is not the first time we've seen it. You can see CJ Klinger is literally practicing that shot right now. Wow.
5-9.
It feels like Etta Wright has been caught in that exact same spot maybe 3, if not 4 times in this mixed matchup already. It's kind of that right hip. It's almost as if she's still moving and getting caught.
Tejas recently, you know, finishing that partnership with left side great Federico Staksrud. You know, now they have new partnerships of brewing. Staksrud found some results with Hayden Patrickman recently. I think Pablo Tejas would be a great counterpart with James Ignatowicz. I'd love to see that team do some damage, so I'll make some phone calls and make sure that the pickleball world gets to see that happen.
I know, I'm curious to see how many more Patrickman has with Staksrud.
Well, maybe more now with that result.
Yeah, I know they've got at least a couple. I just don't know how many.
No.
Oh, that was interesting. As soon as that came off of Jackie Kawamoto's paddle, she knew. She goes, what in the world was that?
Hey, let's get stopped here. Moves fast. Here we go. Come on.
7-11.
It's just so smooth. That was probably one of the first things that stood out about Etta Wright when she started playing professional pickleball, her ability to find that one-hand backhand. I mean, this is a woman that has played nearly every racket and paddle sport under the sun. And she really showcases her ability to create power and location with just one hand on the backhand side. He tries to find the tweener. All of a sudden, the Ranchers are looking really solid right now. 9-11.
9-11.
Working their way back in. I like that. Jackie really freed up to find that forehand rolling dink. CJ Klinger protecting the middle. She's almost serving in the exact same role as Jack Sock was in the men's matchup.
Right. That type of put-away power. Uh-oh. Etta off the kitchen to handle that ball. Now right back in it. Takes a shot to the neutral.
I'm impressed. CJ Klinger looks really good in this matchup. 13-9, the New York Hustlers are showing a impressive performance right now. It seems like CJ Klinger is only getting better. The potential is there. His age is indicative of just how far he can really go. One of the most youthful out on the Major League Pickleball tour.
Yeah, Coach Wolf has been an impressive force with any player he's gotten his hands on. Federico Staksrud, Leah Jansen, and now the New York Hustler team, putting them in the first seed. It's so good.
I'll look to Coach Wolf.
15 seconds.
Never not words of wisdom from that man. Klinger dialed in.
Have you ever worked with him?
No, I have not, but I've gotten to share, you know, just a couple sentences with him in passing, and he's a great, great man. So many strong influences on this. I mean, Jack Sock alone and his experiences, sharing his wisdom, and he's going to give Klinger the tips to get that much better. And of course, Kawamoto was solid from the get-go. This team continues to improve. Cross-court battle here. Oh.
That's why you want your partner to be ready on all accounts. Those speed ups come even on the pop-up. You got to get those hands up. Well done by Pablo Tejas. Right hip again. A little different on that one as she's still somewhat in the transition zone, about 2 feet off the kitchen line.
14-10.
Kawamoto's got her number right now. Pablo Tejas shouting, no, no, no. That was the first time Kawamoto really went up the line on him. She just got to test it, you know. Test the waters.
0 for 1. You can make it 1 for 2. That's not bad.
Keep him honest. Oh, that time defended. Kawamoto getting low there. Okay, so at her right, clearly they're trying to find that right hip. What do you do when someone just continues to attack a specific location on you?
Well, you got to stay in it. I mean, you keep the hands ready and just trust the process, really. So solid. Oh!
And that's a bummer for the Texas Ranchers right now, because that was the first time we've really seen Etta Wright shift, find that forehand, and open up those hips on the counter on that attack location.
15-12.
Oh, so good. Jackie with the pickup. Point continues.
And now they're even finding it up the line.
She's almost desperate to protect it now, and it could be almost a disadvantage to be retreating off that line as opposed to just holding her ground and getting that paddle out in front. Wow. Wow.
Tough to lob over 6'3".
Such an amazing point from the Hustlers. Dynamic. Plus the teamwork here. That overhead into Kawamoto's forehand. Woo.
Timeout going to be called by the Texas Ranchers. And you think back for Etta Wright right now, trying to find a little bit of a different look. Instead of maybe worrying about how do you counter that, how do you keep it from happening in the first place, right? So that's the second question that you have to ask yourself. Are the dinks too high? Are they sending it to a specific location? Is it coming out of the air or off the bounce? Some of those assessment points need to take place for the Texas Ranchers to figure out exactly how to find a little bit of offense, or excuse me, a little bit of defense. Maybe that's the answer. Do you strike first instead?
Yeah, if we peel off a layer here, it does seem like the Hustlers are dictating the dink rally much more often, and it is putting them in a tough spot. And if you want to decide to, sacrifice the patience and start pulling the trigger early, that is almost like an emergency button to press. Because the ball is slow and the hands are good, so that is a high-risk decision to make. It is almost a desperate one, but what does the scoreboard have to say for you to start taking those desperate measures?
Yeah, it's a great call. So 5 points of difference as you take a look at a standings update at the Premier level. The Dallas Flash jumped to number 3, pushing Texas now to number 5. I mentioned they were at that 4th spot coming into this matchup, but with the conclusion of a Dallas match on the grandstand, those have now been adjusted. How about the drop? Win on a good drop.
One of my favorite ways to win.
18-12.
Don't mind if we do.
They're even attacking the feet of Vida right now, too, forcing her to find the ball in her midline.
19-12.
We talked about potentially desperate decisions and stuff like that. A less desperate decision that the lefty-righty combo has, especially playing against the lefty-righty, is switching. Having the lefty in front of the lefty is a unique look to give those guys.
Oh, you're tossing out things I haven't thought about.
Side out. Point 20.
Forces Kawamoto to cross court with Tejas now. Would have Tejas in front of Klinger for the hands battles. Nice put away there. 6 seems like a lot, but in rally scoring, they can do it right here on this serve possession. Let's see what they can muster up. Oh, that will do it.
Starting to catch Kawamoto a bit on that backhand side. She's looking for the slice back cross court.
Jackie Kawamoto has that Adam Stone, Ben Johns effect. You catch them making an error, you can expect the next 15 minutes for that error to not happen again.
May get me once, but never twice.
Don't make a liar out of me here, Jackie. Ah. Tejas finding a spot in the middle. Klinger's not sure whether to cover his sideline, whether to help middle.
16-20.
They're putting it together.
That's
3 in a row.
Yeah, and that's one way, too, is instead of Vida Wright having to find that forehand at her foot, maybe Tejas comes across, he's a lefty, and takes a little bit more of some of those dinks on the right side of her body and freeing her up to be a little bit more mobile to the left side. 17-20, the Texas Ranchers trying to find something special here. Again, tied up 1 apiece as we are now in the mixed doubles competition. One team will go up 2-1. Of course, if we are tied at 2 apiece, we will head off to a dream breaker. Everyone fanning themselves here as the humidity is rather intense.
Yeah, it's very hot out here, folks. We thought we escaped the heat in Sacramento. That was wild. Went there, came to beat the heat. We did. Now we're in Washington, D.C., and it feels just the same. But I am loving the green grass and the green trees, and the air out here is so nice.
Have you gone and done anything fun?
I love the East Coast.
Checked out like the mall.
Have you seen the
Capitol?
Have you seen the broadcast schedule, Cameron? They have put me to work this weekend. I'm showing up here in the booth. I haven't made it to the Capitol. That trip and sightseeing will have to take place at a different time. This is unfortunately my last match of the weekend, also.
So you go after this?
Yeah, I'll go right to my flight.
Oh.
So.
I went and checked out the Spy Museum yesterday.
Oh, cool.
It was really cool.
Did you learn a thing or two?
They had a exhibition on James Bond cars used in the movies. It was really cool.
They had an exhibition with James Ignatowicz at the Spy Museum? What did you say?
No.
They had an exhibition?
Call from Klinger.
21.
That was a very subtle line call there.
There's been a challenge to the sideline out call.
Nice.
Score is 21-17.
They're going to challenge this line call by CJ Klinger. Calling it for his partner, Jackie Kawamoto, who is over the top of the ball, 17-21. Coming up next for your next mix matchup, it's going to be Jack Sock playing alongside Leah Jansen.
Oh, yeah.
And Kwang Duong and Tina Pisnik. Here's a look at the call from this perspective, too. It's going to be really tough as we're behind the ball. And that Major League Pickleball logo is right in the way. Here's one more. Yeah, I'm thinking that's out of bounds.
You're thinking that's out of bounds, huh?
Yeah, I do think this is out of bounds, especially I know from this perspective, too. Like, we're behind the ball. It's going to look more in than not here. You know what I mean?
Making some assumptions on the depth perception, if you will.
I mean,
I'm thinking it's in, Cameron. I'm going with in.
You just, really?
You know what, Cameron? I'm going with in.
Okay. We'll see where this goes.
No, this is an illusion
and
of
I also believe CJ Klinger is the one that has the best view. His eyes are locked in right on it, and he's the one that did call it out.
You're bringing out the big guns now.
So,
nice.
I'm just saying, I always trust when it's the partner making the call and they're that locked in.
It's just, again, this angle, there's nothing to take away from this angle. There's really very little information in or out to take from this angle, so more angles will be needed to get that right. But what this does show, it appears to be more in. I like your assumption method, but I didn't mean to call it that, just like you're knowledgeable of.
I guess, we'll see. I might be wrong here. They may have a different look than we do.
It makes it look like it's in, but it's out. You know, that's what you were
I don't know.
correctly
Just
saying.
Trying to trust
After
CJ
video
here.
review, the call is overturned. The ball was in.
You're right. Ball is in.
Hustlers
Who
lose
knows?
another
Who knows?
free challenge. You have one remaining. Texas Ranchers, you have 2 challenges remaining.
CJ's a little
Clinger's
slow.
like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I saw that
20
out.
Ranchers serving.
Human eyes, no worries. Going to get the ball back in the hands of the Ranchers. We got our next point here.
Time in. 18-20.
Tight game.
How about that? Etta Wright finding a little something when she needs it.
Some momentum with that overturn. Cameron, have you ever had to overturn your partner before on a line call?
Yeah.
Nice.
A little extra lift there from Etta. Trying to find the lefty scoop. CJ Klinger coming back with it.
21-19.
Ooh, way to let that go.
Skipping out of the way. Jackie Kawamoto.
Sorry, went the wrong way. Sorry. No, 22-20.
No, 22-19.
That's what I was. 22-19. Okay.
2-point game here. Two of the best teams in the Premier right now.
22-19.
22-19. An adjustment on the score here.
Very good, very good. Oh, and again with the dink winner inside out to the kitchen corner, Pablo Tellez. Well, I know what I'm practicing for the next week and a half. Nice with the blow. Great dinking here again. Low level stuff. To the sideline. Attacking Etta Wright and no. Ranchers out on top.
Love that move from Etta Wright. She shifts even further towards the center line. So a little bit of a miss there. I think she was aiming for that same right shoulder and right hip area, but Etta Wright changing her court positioning to be able to find that counter. Well placed. No one home. CJ Klinger finds one more. 23-21, the Hustlers looking to find themselves up 2-1.
23-21.
Oh, the miss on the third. That one hurts.
Twenty-two, 23.
difference maker. There's Tejas again.
Really fresh shot from Tejas. Like that looked like it came from the beginning of the match.
23-23.
23 all.
Love it. Vida pressing.
They're on the opposite side.
No problemo. And right to the middle, to the dual backhands. Jackie Kawamoto, nice dink.
I was going to say, no problemo. I think that's a big problemo.
I was bluffing my way through that. That's okay. We'll be okay.
24-23.
High formation. No!
The New York Hustlers find the 25th point, now going up 2-1. Can the New York Hustlers find 6 wins on the weekend? You gotta be kidding me.
It's a really good mixed doubles match, and we're gearing up for our next one here. Very intense pickleball. Great stuff.
The New York Hustlers have an advantage heading into the second mixed matchup. They are up 2-1. Cameron Irwin alongside Rob Cassidy as we get set for Jack Sock and Leah Jansen to take the court against Tina Pisnik and Quang Duong. The New York Hustlers pick up the win here. They have a regulation win and the 3 standings points added to their score. They've had an incredible turnaround from Atlanta now to DC. Going from a 10th spot in the standings and improving upon that significantly, now up at the number 1 spot. Fun to have a different format here in 2024. A lot to play for in each of our 8 events, as you're going to be picking up season standings points throughout the entirety of the year. Everyone trying to find those playoffs at the end of the season. Again, Jack Sock coming back out, one of the great forces now on the Carvana PPA Tour, as well as Major League Pickleball. Originally out of Lincoln, Nebraska, now residing in North Carolina.
All right, players. Game 4, time in. 0-0.
And Leah Jansen starting off with a 3rd shot drive. They're going to look to drive and crash. Not surprising when you got somebody that's one of the best poachers
1-0.
in the world in Jack Sock. Winning points from the baseline.
Scrappiness of Tina Pisnik and Wang Yun.
2-0.
What a drop from Pisnik.
Quang Duong starting to get aggressive. Gosh, it's such a change, right? So when you've got Quang Duong out there playing alongside Tina Pisnik, you think about the women's match, right? And how steady and defensive the Ranchers played. Now it's just a bunch of offense. Pisnik's got to be ready to counter.
Team Fire and Ice.
Side out, point.
Hopefully it don't melt.
Jack Sock ready to not give a darn. Jack Sock's one of those players. Actually, you know, Wang Yun is as well. It doesn't matter the team that you're going up against. His style of play is going to be effective. What a volley from Jack to get them to the neutral.
Side out, point.
Leah
4.
significantly playing off the kitchen line, allowing for a lot of space for Jack Sock to work.
4-1.
We've seen those missed dinks from Jack Sock. Adding up over the day. It's almost one of the plays of the opposing team to just kind of grind out Jack until he makes that dink error. But then he uses the solution that you brought up earlier, Cameron, is to pull the trigger early, and he wields it well to deny the dink rally.
Leah saves him there. but it was a little too late. They got backed up to a defensive posture. 5-1 for the Ranchers.
Of course, Jack Sock has the hand speed and the great initiates to execute that plan of pulling trigger early. So ill-advised if you're not as speedy as the likes of Jack Sock.
Yeah, and if you can't shape it like him either.
Yeah.
You're in big trouble, which there aren't a lot of people that can.
Great handle from Pisnik there. Sock now looking to press.
Man, what a nice compliment. Tina Pisnik, again, I just cannot get over how steady and quiet she is defensively. She steps back and it just looks so efficient. Her footwork is superb. Guang Duong bends it around the standard. This is looking like a runaway train right now, Rob. Maybe a runaway horse. Caught him looking over the top. Poor guy. That makes you so salty. There's nothing worse than swinging and not being able to find it.
A 5-point game, but it is rally scoring though, so don't let it fool you too much. They are not that far behind here in the early game.
Come on, Tina Pisnik. Tina Pisnik and Guang Duong are playing lights out.
You could feel in that point when Jack Sock lost the advantage in those blows. I loved to see it, but there was a time where he really needed to reset, but decided to continue to press. Pisnik, Wang Yu take advantage.
We got to find an answer here, Jansen and Sock do.
Yeah, it would be interesting if Leah Jansen started to press with Jack Sock. What would that look like?
10-3.
Not saying it's the answer, but I think it would be fun to witness. There's some press. And the follow-up. Love it.
He just got Tina Pisnik, and she got him right back, asking for the card. Given the orange.
You started it. I said you started it.
That's a great line.
4-10.
She might be one of my favorites. She had the knock it off earlier.
Yes! The double press.
That's a new term. I haven't heard that yet.
They come and go.
5-10.
But yeah, Jack Sock really looking to push the pace here, and it'd be super fun if Leah Jansen came with. Something's got to change as they are still down by 6 points here.
And he's really frustrated. That two-hit backhand. Ball right at his foot.
11-5.
Whoa. Nearly tagged Leah.
Love how dialed in Wang Yu is on every single point on that ball. Love it.
If there was an area to attack against Guang Duong, what would it be?
If there was a tactic?
If there was an area to attack.
Oh, there's so many. There's so many, Cameron. There's a lot of them. There's one out of reach to the sideline. That's one. That's a great attack. Left foot. I would love to attack his right foot.
Okay.
That's my third favorite option, probably.
Okay.
6,
All right.
But of course, the chicken wing, if you're going
On
to talk
recall.
about the great Wang Yu or any player, but that chicken wing on that
6,
paddle dominant hand where it's not a backhand, but it's not a forehand. It's always a great spot to target.
Side out.
And I feel like
13.
that is a mirror to what we witnessed not more than about 5 points ago. 3 straight for Quang Duong, and he finishes off the point with the 13-6 lead. This looks like we might be going to a dream breaker.
It looks like it.
Why not?
Another one on the day. We've had several today. But, yeah, that's the interesting thing. You pick a spot on a player like Wang Yu. Let's say it was that chicken wing. But as you attack that ball, he's so fast and so mobile, he might take a step and a half left, and now it's on his forehand. So that's something you have to watch out for as well.
Yeah, and I'm even wondering more so, there are ways to attack that aren't necessarily a speed up, right? So maybe can you find a dink that he's less comfortable with?
Right.
Is it on that
15 seconds
backhand side? He's got that great two-handed topspin roll, but I'm just wondering if there's a way to maybe get him a bit off balance. He's one of the best movers in the game, so that's a big task to ask for.
And I would like to jump this conversation to not necessarily a shot itself, but a combination that would work. Perhaps, you know, 3 to the backhand, then 1 to the forehand, make him take a different shot, and then bring it back to the backhand. Those are the types of fun combinations that you can work on to really open up those spots or reveal some weaknesses.
Maybe it's a series against Quang Duong. Right now, Tina Pisnik has just been super steady in terms of finding the defense and letting her partner be the offensive force.
Team Fire and Ice has been taking care of business this weekend, and they're looking to do it again for the Ranchers.
Jack Sock. You got to watch out sending that ball towards the sideline.
Like a gazelle. It's an elegant Ernie.
7-13. Side out. Point 14. Here we go. 14-7.
That's a good spot on Wang Yu. And that's a great shot on Pisnik.
Talked about combinations.
That's right, Jack Sock, the mastermind.
Second time they found the
8-14.
lob over the top of Quang Duong. That first volley is looking really nice from Quang Duong. New York Hustlers have not been able to get themselves up to the line. That's a save. Quang hit that while facing the opposite direction.
The extension on that, the mobility plus the extension to force another ball, a point, and the timeout from New York Hustlers here.
16-8, and everyone taking a break on the sidelines. Sun beaming down on championship court. Still plenty to come here on day 4 of Major League Pickleball in DC. Coming up next, it's the Hope team. DC Pickleball team versus the Carolina Pickleball Club.
2 big teams.
Ben Johns coming back out alongside Carolina. And of course, Colin Johns. First time they're playing together in Major League Pickleball this weekend in DC.
New York, no timeout.
Yeah, and that match will be called by our Cameron Irwin and the Greg Dow. So looking forward to that gentleman in the booth with us here, and I'll be saying my farewells. It's been a great weekend.
It's been a really fun weekend. We've got a couple matches still to come. Quang Duong strikes and finds the right palm of Jack Sock.
That's it.
Tina Pisnik didn't even touch the ball.
And this is what Wang Yun's specialty is. He's just so good at manufacturing points, putting points on the board, which is so important in pickleball.
I was just about to give him a major compliment on his drives because, you know, a lot of times we talk about someone's forehand drive, right, or backhand drive. It seems like he's got them both firing most of the time.
Absolutely. I mean, when you have this many hours of practice, why would you not have either or? Boop. Oh, it's just out. But the thing about Wang Yun is, you know, yeah, he missed that ball, but percentage-wise, he's off the charts. Oh! Strives for the flashy play. That would have been nice. A lead of almost 10.
10-19.
One of our higher leads that we really have seen this weekend.
Yeah. And that's the first time Pisnik's really tried to speed up at all. That one just getting away.
11-19.
Follow Quang Duong yet again.
And how cool is this? Two players that have been bumped. Well, Wang Yun went immediately to Premier, but Pisnik, this is her first time in the Premier League as well, and they're out here doing this type of damage. It's very impressive.
That's a great call by you, and a pull off that. Another point for the Texas Ranchers. This is looking like a dream breaker.
21-11.
Right now, they're just starting to fire away. That ball out.
Great decision from the Avatar, letting that ball sail out. There's just such little amount of time to decide to let that ball go. But step one, let out balls go out.
They're just giving it away right now.
The scoreboard is not very motivating. No, 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 no. Thank you, Pisnik.
Pisnik overturning that call. Dave, that ball's good.
She said it was him. 12.
Here we go.
12-23.
Yet again, a pop-up.
24.
Finds the 24th point, the Texas Ranchers.
24-12.
Oh, yeah, why not? Highlight reel.
Point 13.
Just trying to tack on a few more points here.
Wouldn't mind a 7 streak here.
13-24.
I think they need more than that.
Yeah, but, you know, we'll build. Oh. Couldn't settle for the 7 streak, huh?
I know, I'm sorry, man.
Just kidding. We got some yeah babies from Ralph Hewitt in the background. Grandstand court, of course, happening as well.
trying to find a lob of his own. It seems like sometimes he finds that at the very end of games. Tries to look for it.
With a 10-point lead, it's not a bad time to do
Yeah, you got plenty
anything.
of space.
Yeah.
14-24.
Nice.
There's Leah Jansen taking one out of Jack Sock's book.
It's a great right side Ernie backhand.
15-24.
Earns the side out yet again. The score still sits at 24-15.
Game point to put us to the Dream Breaker.
24-15.
Even the score at 2-all. Heading off to the Dream Breaker now. Impressive play from those two.
Yeah, and it's Pisnik who goes 2-0 to get their team in this position. Unbelievable play. And we have a Dream Breaker at hand. These players are going to get warmed up. It's about to get started.
A singles competition coming to life in the Dream Breaker. Who's got the better roster? Find out after this. One of, if not my favorite part of Major League Pickleball is the Dream Breaker, and we're getting a chance to see one now between the Texas Ranchers and the New York Hustlers. We talked about it. The New York Hustlers earned the right to react to mixed doubles, which means now the tables have turned after that coin toss, and the Texas Ranchers will have the chance to react to the lineup of the New York Hustlers here, which means they have the advantage. Cameron Irwin alongside Rob Cassidy as we get set for yet another competition. Here's a look at some of the Dream Breaker rules. Instead of 25, it's 21. You must win by 2. Explain kind of the rotation, though, and how it works in terms of total.
Sure, so yeah, we're playing to 21. Each player plays 4 points, so they can score 4 points at a time. And then the next player rotates in, and both teams submit their lineups, so they'll have their first string go out first, do their damage, and then, of course, their second string to follow. And once all 4 players go through, it comes back around. So you do want to lead with your ace, make sure that they get the most points in for sure. So it's going to be interesting. Game to 21, win by 2, must win on your serve. Looking forward to it. So, of course, you know, you can win all 4 points, you can win 3, and your opponent can win 1, or the 2-2 split, which in a lot of cases is just as good. Just keep your team in it. So striving for those 3-1s or those 4-0s. We got our dual aces here, Jack Sock versus Wang Yu on championship court here in Washington, D.C.
What a matchup. Jack Sock with the first passing shot.
Passing again, we see Wang Yu switching to that singles paddle.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Heads up. That one finds the stance.
Yeah, 2-0 so far. The Avatar looking for the split here.
2-0.
And 3 straight. I would not want to play singles against Jack Sock.
Yeah, not on my top list of things I prefer to be doing. And the 3-1 is going to break the symmetry right off the bat. New York Hustlers up 2. Tellez versus Klinger, a lefty battle. Wild stuff. You don't see it too often, 2 lefties playing singles. This is pretty cool.
First one for Klinger.
4-1.
Tellez to the sideline.
2-4.
That just looked too easy for Pablo Tellez. Pablo Tellez finds the sidelines, and more so the scoreboard on the exterior of the court. So it's 3-1 in favor of Jack Sock and Quang Duong.
And the 2-2 split to maintain that lead. Not too shabby.
5-3.
Up next, Leah Jansen versus Etta Wright.
This will also be interesting. Yes, plenty. Leah Jansen, one of the best singles players in the world right now, coming off a gold medal in Texas, I believe. Awesome stuff.
I know when she first told me she was retiring from the game of singles last year. What was that? I was disappointed. She's so fun to watch play.
Fortunately, she's
come back out of her
the most Brett Favre person I know. So. Beautiful.
Dials that in right up the line. Leah Jansen. Watch the control here. Doesn't overhit it. Gives plenty of space.
7-3.
Trying to find the wheels. A little extra luck on the side of Etta right there off the top of the net.
She's going to get one.
Again, the New York Hustlers have not lost this weekend.
4-7.
Aye.
3-1 for Leah to Etta.
Second 3-1, and those do add up, Cameron.
So our last combination, Jackie Kawamoto and Tina Pisnik.
On paper, Kawamoto
8-4.
has the upper hand. The New York Hustlers as a unit on paper have the upper hand in these singles exchanges.
Don't want to give away a missed return.
9-4.
No. A lot of slice, a lot of top spin. In response, it holds on. Another point for the Hustlers.
And Tina Pisnik here, look at this. She was actually on top of that and let it go.
Side out, point, 5.
Pisnik gets herself on the board. Last serve through this rotation.
Side out, point, 11. Time out,
Pisnik's gonna hate that rotation. That was tough. A missed return and a missed serve. So 3-1. Again, you're starting to see why the New York Hustlers are looking really dangerous when it comes to Dream Breakers. They have had several on the weekend.
Up 6 with those 3-1 exchanges for their team. New York Hustlers in the driver's seat. One of the best Dream Breaker teams we've had of the 2 events thus far this year.
So of their 5 wins this weekend, 2 of which went to the Dream Breaker. That was with the Carolina Pickleball Club, as well as the DC Pickleball team. They also have wins over the Dallas Flash and over the St. Louis Shock. Lastly, the Utah Black Diamonds this morning. And again, the change of end at 11. We played a 21 here in the Dream Breaker.
The Ranchers not out of it yet. Beginning of our second lap around.
Not sure what that call was. Was that out?
Jack Sock called it out.
I just couldn't see based off of the standard in front of me. Add one more for Jack Sock.
So that denies the 3-1 or 4-0 opportunity for Wang Yun. All he can do is level it out to maintain the 6-point lead. But no, Sock earns another 3-1, breaking away even further for the New York Hustlers. This quick race to 21.
That's a big differential, 6-2 in that previous matchup.
Side out, point, 7.
Player needs to find not just a little magic, but a lot here.
7-14.
Nice shot from Tellez. There's another one. Even a 2-2 here from Klinger would be great. Oh, send it back.
Stolen from Pablo Tellez.
Gets the 3-1 though. To creep back a little bit. Etta Wright's going to have to do some wild stuff for the Ranchers to keep them in this year.
15-9.
So amazing.
That's just undeniable. There is nothing you can do. It's a beautiful ground stroke from Leah Jansen.
She gets so low. Her timing is so good on the ball path. Okay. No.
Good things happen when you work that hard. Leah Jansen was groveling to find that.
That's pickleball.
17-9. Okay, I'll recall. 17-9.
Leah Jansen again. Running all the way cross court, finds the forehand. Check out this hustle.
18-9.
I mean, they are running away with this now, 19-9. New York Hustlers looking to remain undefeated. Big two-hand backhand. Jackie Kawamoto brings us to a match point, 20-9. The New York Hustlers on top.
29.
Out of bounds, and the New York Hustlers remain unbeaten here in DC. Their third Dream Breaker win on the weekend, their 6th overall win this weekend. The New York Hustlers add an additional 2 points to their standings. Just a fantastic performance. The Ranchers are walking away with 1 point though, so add that up as they are in the top 5 of the premier level. We'll get a chance to catch up with some of the winners from the New York Hustlers on the other side of our break. Welcome back to Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville. A chance to see the New York Hustlers come away with yet another Dream Breaker win. They have been unstoppable here in DC. Joining us now, Jackie Kawamoto and Jack Sock. Congratulations to the New York Hustlers. You guys have just been a daunting task to have to face off against. Jackie, I got to ask, after Atlanta, what was the conversation like coming into DC? Because you guys are on an absolute riot this weekend.
Yeah, I think the conversation, we had a lot of conversations and we switched up mixed doubles teams. We had a lot of conversations about different strategies and really came in with a game plan and focused. And yeah, with Coach Mike, I went out to Kansas City, me and Leia, and trained with Coach Mike, and it really made a difference. So happy to be here.
Nice, Jack Sock. This New York Hustlers team is on the top of the list, the team to beat. Is it me or are you guys just getting better and better?
I feel like we're gelling very, very well. Like Jackie said, our coach, our team, kind of everyone on the staff, I feel like we have a very clear kind of game plan and path of what we want our team to look like in our matches and strategy and everything. I think we definitely this weekend in golf lingo, we ham and egged it pretty well. I feel like if a women's match, doubles didn't go the way we wanted, I feel like CJ and I, played well after, before, and then vice versa. The girls picked us up a lot, and then our mix was strong. And I also think we're a very dangerous singles Dream Breaker team. So I think we got a little bit of everything. So I'm excited for the rest of the year.
Next question is for both of you. You both have mentioned Coach Mike. Can you give us a behind-the-scenes glimpse? What has been his impact, and what's his coaching style like? Jackie, you start.
Oh my gosh, he's just such a good presence on the sideline for us. I think he knows exactly what to say and when, and we really all lean on him, and he's just been great with all of us.
And Jack?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, slightly different relationship than the others. He's was a very, very big influence in my life growing up. Known him since I've been around with him since I was 10 years old from tennis, starting in tennis academy, and now worlds colliding in pickleball. And someone that I will keep in touch with every day, every week, my whole life. So it's very fun to have someone that close on our sidelines. And yeah, I think pickleball world, watch out. Coach Mike is here.
I love it. Well, so are the New York Hustlers. Congratulations again on another big win here in DC.